Muhammad. I think today is Prophet Muhammad's birthday. So, our Muslim brothers and Muslim faithfuls, I wish you and Prophet Muhammad happy birthday. Obviously, today was public holiday for some of us, not everybody. We were here, we have to work like hustle since morning, no. So, forget say it is supposedly nationwide public holiday. And I think there's also a traditional celebration too that was I think that was why today was declared a public holiday. Is it Ishese or Isheshe? Something like that. So, to all of our cultural faithfuls and Muslim faithfuls, happy holiday to you. My name is Esther Wachku. Thank you for staying with us. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. On Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, we amplify your voice. I want you to make sure that that stays with you. We amplify your voice. And what are the aspects through which we amplify your voice? We're taking your reactions to issues that bedevils us in this government. We're taking your reaction to certain statements made by those in the executive arm of government or the judiciary or the legislature. Very obviously, we try to feel your pulse. How do you react to these issues? And in most instances, it's a feeler through which those in government can understand how their policies are affecting the lives of Nigerians. So it's a test point for them. They do listen a lot. You may think they don't listen, but they do. However, like I say every day, this is electioneering campaign period, and we're urging the government that they still have a responsibility to govern the people aright. It is mandatory that he do so. While the president is putting his head together to strategically look at how he can get his campaign running and make sure he wins the 2027 elections. As of now, today is August 25, 2026. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is still the one in charge of this government, and it behoves him to remember that he has a responsibility to the needs of the people. All right. So if you're joining us for the very first time, this is VOP, that is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We do this audio visual. You can join us actually on YouTube, where you can virtually be part of the conversation. So if you have your iOS or Android device, type VOP 903 FM on your YouTube application. So most phones like that actually have the YouTube application. Just click on that, go to the search bar, type 90.3 FM. You definitely see it. Click on it, come to the home session, click on live, and you see us currently streaming live. Okay, thank you so much for staying with us. I remember telling you last week, oh no, on Sunday, that a candidate to be coming in here to the studio, it was not just an APC member, is a governor, not the governor of Lagos State, by the way, but he's running for his second term. He was meant to be here with us in the studio, but there was an emergency meeting. They had to meet up in Abuja. He has promised that he's going to meet up with us, possibly before this week runs out. We've been doing quite a lot of negotiation to ensure he comes, and we also intend to have the presidential candidate of the NDC, that's Mr. Peter Obi. We intend to also have the ADC presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. Very soon he'll be transmitting to Lagos, and then we intend to have him when he comes around here. Trust me, there are hotels around here where they can lodge. So we intend to have him join us here. If he cannot come live to the studio, we can have a special interview segment with him. We've been speaking with their spokespersons to see how they can make sure that happens as soon as he comes to Lagos. And also, we've been reaching out to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, if he'll be able to respond to our request for us to have a chat with him. We need to ask him questions, what he intends to do next in 2027 that he has not done now, and how he thinks whatever it is he wants to say would elicit the pulse of Nigerians to vote for him this time around. If Nigerians are voting for him or voting for the All Progressives Congress, there are those who trust the APC as a political party, and then there are those who believe in the candidates of this political party. So those who are supporting the APC, are they supporting the political party, or they're supporting the president and the vice president? It's their love for these individuals that they're focusing on. If these individuals were not in that party, would they vote for the APC? These are the questions we want to ask based on the ideals of the president and all he said in 2023. We want to look at what has been achieved and what was not achieved, and why were they not achieved, the lapses in the government witnessed. To be able to elaborate with us. So we intend to actually have that. And then some of the governors who are running for a second term, we're also reaching out to them to join us. So we were supposed to have one to join us this evening, this Tuesday evening, where we'll have a one-on-one session, because I had quite a lot to ask him based on the issues going on in his government, the insecurity, the threats, everything happening in that state. I intended for him to tell us what he intends to do to elicit his people to vote for him in 2027. And again, he's an APC member. That's why I wanted us to actually listen to him, because I said this week is going to be quite the week. So do bear with us. He actually did reach out to apologize, said the meeting came up unexpectedly. So we're going to continue to liaise and make sure that he attends to us whenever he returns from Abuja. Now, we do know that no country can expect its farmers to produce enough food when terrorists and bandits drive them from their fields, impose levies on those who remain, destroy their crops, or kill them for refusing to comply. Yeah, this is precisely what extensively, Nigerians in some states are reporting across Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, Plateau, Benue, Niger, and Borno states. Across the north, farmers are abandoning their farmland because of insecurity. The implication of this is stark. Without securing farming communities, food security is impossible. The economic consequences of this violence are equally severe. Now, according to the World Bank, crop losses in Nigeria rose from about 6.0% of cultivated plots in 2018/2019 to more than 20% in 2023/2024, more than a threefold increase. This means that even when farmers manage to plant, they are increasingly unable to harvest and realize the full value of their labor. In parts of the north, armed groups demand levies from farmers before allowing them to cultivate their own land. In Katsina, for instance, farmers have reported paying security levies running into millions of naira, while those who refuse face attacks. It's not taxation, it is economic warfare. There is a major economic warfare going on, especially between the north and the south. Now, it is why worrisome is because I don't know what the government of the day is saying about this. Now, normally, the south benefits from a lot of proceeds and farm produce from the north. But lately, foods coming in from there have become quite expensive. It's available for them, but even they do not have the purchasing power to purchase it because to them it's quite expensive. So in some instances, the farmers lose. Their crops perish. Nobody is buying them. So where is it heavily consumed? It's heavily consumed in the south. To do that, what happens? They have to align themselves with these terrorists to pay them taxes, to pay them levies. Obviously, these farmers will definitely include those monies paid to these terrorists on the foods when it lands in the south, southwest, southeast. That's how it works. So when it gets to the market, it's very expensive and we all complain. So the question is, have the governors and the president decided to talk about this and see how to resolve this, especially where lots of farmlands, arable farmlands, are no longer habitable because of terrorists. Farmers no longer go to their farms. Only those who can pay these guys to secure their farms can go to their farms and transport it. And most of these farmers are extremely poor. Okay, so on January 12, 2025, 40 farmers and fishermen were killed at Domba in Borno. 4 years earlier, on November 28, 2020, at least 43 rice farmers were slaughtered at Koshobe near Zambamari in Jere local government area while harvesting their crops. What farmer, after witnessing such killings, would confidently return to the farm? None. The consequences is a vicious cycle. Insecurity reduces cultivation, constrains food supply, drives up prices. Higher food prices deepen poverty and vulnerability, leaving Nigeria increasingly exposed to foreign food markets. So in 2025 alone, Nigeria spent 7.65 trillion naira on food and beverage imports. The National Bureau of Statistics also disclosed that it was quite an absurdity for a country with about 37 million hectares of arable land, the largest such expanse in Africa. Nigeria also had a huge labor force and one of the world's largest youth populations, yet it remains heavily dependent on foreign food. In 2021, the Nigerian Economic Summit Group warned that the number of food insecure Nigerians had risen from about 25 million to 50 million because of insecurity. The situation is likely even more alarming today. In the first quarter of 2026, crop production contributed about 8.9 trillion naira, which represents 66.76% of agriculture's nominal value. We're going to discuss what nominal value is in agriculture. Security constraints continue to prevent Nigeria from extracting anything close to its full agricultural potential. So, to be to be having a serious conversation about this, it's quite pertinent that the government of the day, specifically the Minister of Agriculture, writing out proposals, implementable proposals to the federal government. Where do they need funding to address these leakages and vulnerabilities? If the population are hungry, you're going to have your teeming, youthful, vibrant population die and wither away. When that happens, what do? Who will plow the lands for you? Who would go through the rigorous stress of production, of farming, of cultivating if these young persons do not have access to food? If there is no productive avenue for them to expend that energy, and even after expending the energy, no good food for them to eat, what then happens? You begin to see illnesses evolve, develop amongst the youthful population. Things like kidney illness, heart attack, stroke, illnesses that are quite foreign. Why? There is food insufficiency. Not just food insufficiency, valuable food items needed to build the muscles and the protein block of the body. There is a major problem. Do you know that one egg is 250 naira? Some persons sell it for 200. If you have a family of 5, young children adequately need like 2 eggs in a day. The salary or the income earning power of that family, either the man, sometimes 70,000, sometimes less than 100,000. What is going to be the eating value, the quality of food this home will eat? And guess what? Such persons who earn such income have a number of children in their homes. They have like 5 or 7. How do they intend to feed those kids? Let's not even talk about education or instances where they develop one health scare or health scare at some point in time. So do you see the problem that has already evolved in the community, in the country? And if it is not keenly addressed, it's going to be a bedevilment in our society. Ladies and gentlemen, farmers need protection during planting and harvesting seasons. Rural roads and storage facilities must be built, while markets and other agricultural infrastructure must be secured. The Benin Ore road bypass for the past 4 days has been stuck. People could not pass. Some products that were being transported to other states got spots. That is economic value wasted just like that. Somebody who must have borrowed money from the bank, that money is gone, no profit. Somebody who is delivering for a client possibly had collected that client's money to deliver the goods. The money collected, goods not delivered. That person needs to pay back their client at a huge loss, no profit actually incurred. Do you see the problem we're having in this country? Meanwhile, these are the issues the presidential candidates are meant to be discussing with us. What is the implementable, verifiable angle through which your policies will be immediately felt by Nigerians? The All Progressives Congress, whether we like it or not, has failed hugely in that regard. It's not about a personal opinion. This is a glaring evidence in terms of food security and manpower. In terms of security, they haven't provided it. Farmers couldn't go to their farm, therefore rising cost of food prices in the market, which obviously reduces the consuming power. When the youthful population do not have the means to buy food, what then happens? They wither. The healthcare centers are so porous and dilapidated, so deplorable. How do they get admitted in the hospitals? A lot of them have to go for alternatives, which is the traditional modus, because they think that the orthodox method is quite expensive. The purchasing power is not there, and then there is obviously no sustainable source of income. They survive based on what they get daily. This is our youthful population, graduates from schools looking for jobs. This is a mirage. Nigeria actually needs to do something. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Evening Rush. My name is Esther Machu. I'm going to be speaking with Chief Martin Zanovo, since I couldn't have that intelligent conversation with my governor. I'm not calling him my governor like governor, but the governor that I was supposed to have the conversation with this evening. Well, Chief Martin Zonovo was a one-time presidential candidate of the NCP, and he'll be joining us this evening. We're going to be speaking with him via the telephone. Chief Martin Zonovo will be giving us some details or highlights into this vulnerabilities and how we intend to address it. Now, this is not the only aspect in the polity we're going to be looking into. So Atiku Abubakar has come out to berate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Atiku said, in any avenue through which the president boycotts a presidential debate, he will also boycott it. Peter Obi asked Tinubu to stop hiding in Aso Villa. He should come out and engage the people. Let the people hear from him. Meanwhile, while all of this is happening, the president ordered immediate rescue of Niger State mass abduction. There were victims who were mass abducted in Niger State. The president has ordered an immediate rescue. Let's see how quick and fast that will go. In that particular situation, as we are currently looking at it, Peter Obi has said, you know what? In as much as a lot of persons feel that the fuel subsidy initiative of this administration went wrong, I still intend to run with it. But this time around, I'm going to run an all-transparent government where sectors lacking will definitely benefit from that venture. Akpabio, coming out to defend the state of the economy by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said Tinubu inherited a troubled economy in 2023, which contravenes everything that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had told us, where he said, Buhari is me and I am Buhari, or where he says, government in continuum, precisely. President has also admitted that yes, that administration was very weak. I know that. I admit it. But ladies and gentlemen, I trust that administration. I was part of that administration. That administration's blueprint is all mine. So I think I trust and I believe in it, and we intend to continue from there. So what is Godswill Akpabio telling us now? You know, Senate President Godswill Akpabio is saying that the administration inherited a badly troubled economy when it took over in 2023. The lawmaker added that the government has made enough progress to seek Nigerian support for another term in 2027. Mr. Akpabio, are you very certain that you've done enough to seek Nigerian support in 2027? According to the Senate President, the economic situation facing the country at the beginning of Tinubu's administration was difficult, with 27 states allegedly struggling to pay workers' salaries and pensions. Everything is salary. You're supposed to look at key economic indices, all right, just like you call KPIs. Did you meet up with your KPI? We're going to be looking into that as well. So he said changes introduced by the federal government had improved the situation and would give the All Progressives Congress enough achievements to present to voters during the 2027 general elections. All right, that did not also end there. He went ahead to say that he can tell Nigerians that when he was the governor of his state, that they're able to tell them a lot, that those in the opposition knew too well the achievements of the government of the area in terms of economy, agriculture, security, education, fiscal policy. But because they were in the opposition, they would not say it and they would not admit to it. So according to him, he says, Nigerian parents are happy because of TET Fund and NEL Fund. He says we're in Akwa Ibom State on sensitization and oversight of all of the infrastructure executed by TET Fund. On behalf of my colleagues, I want to sincerely appreciate your support. Again, this is the election season. The campaign has officially begun, so these remarks will definitely be on the timeline. Meanwhile, an FCT chairman has warned anybody that would not support the All Progressives Congress should better leave the FCT as soon as possible. And there are fears that is this basically what we intend to go with in 2027? Is this what we've decided to run with in 2027? Right? Are you going to compel people to vote for your political party just because you think that you're trying to get support and votes for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Well, we said that these are the issues we're going to discuss this evening and the current plight of the Nigerian economy. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a very short break. The evening rush continues. We'll be right back. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with us. This is still the evening rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I actually took that break to connect with Chief Martin Zanovo. He's not connecting. I can't even connect with him. Like nothing, nada, nothing. So I decided to call another legal practitioner, or rather, I decided to call another analyst, and he says I should give him 10 minutes. So in that 10 minutes, we're going to look at other issues that were not highlighted during the world news at 6. A particular legal practitioner, his name is Tokwe Temoku. He recently criticized Amechi, the deputy, that is a vice presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress. All right. He says that, there was a verbal clash at a particular Congress or meeting rather, where presidential candidates met together to discuss their policies and what they would do differently. So in that particular meeting, you had the likes of Donald Duke, Showore, Rotimi Amici was there, Mr. Peter Obi as well, and SDP presidential candidate Adebayo. This was at the 66th Annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association, right in Rivers State. Now, Temoko is arguing that Amechi's reference to his political experience as a basis for dismissing Showere's views were misplaced. He noted that both men have spent decades participating in Nigeria's public affairs, albeit from markedly different positions. Now, if you recall during that particular conversation where they were all highlighting what they would do and what they would do differently or what they would not do, Showere kept on hammering on telling his people that do not believe all these old politicians, boxed all of them in the same emblem, that they're all the same. They haven't done anything different. So while Amechi was speaking, he kept talking about some of the defects of Amechi's administration as governor, as well as Minister of Transportation under late President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, in that particular instance, Showore tried to interject in what Amechi was saying, and Amechi said, "Keep quiet, hey, keep quiet there," and also reiterated to Showore that when politicians of experience are speaking, you do not speak. He also asked him what experience. Now, in that regard, that is where this legal practitioner is asking that Amechi ought not to have made that statement, because there are others too without experience who have occupied the position of leadership, and some would say they're quite doing okay. The lawyer made the argument in a commentary during this heated exchange. According to him, Amechi is age 61, entered politics at about 22 years of age, spent roughly 39 years within Nigeria's political establishment, rising through the ranks to become Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, the governor, then later Minister of Transportation. Showere is 55 years of age, had also spent nearly 4 decades in public activism, beginning with student activism at about the age of 18, later becoming prominent through journalism, opposition to military rule, protest, and civic campaigns. So Temoku, therefore, is maintaining that the difference between the periods both men had spent in public life were marginal, insisting that the more important issue was what each had achieved during those years. So the big question to Nigerians is this: must you acquire some semblance of experience in Nigeria's political space to be accepted globally or nationally, to say, okay, this person has had some modicum of experience, we're going to judge our impulse to support this person based on their antecedents? What if somebody is passionate about something, may not have had any political experience, but has an ideal that is quite important, that would change the trajectory of the country? Are they saying that in no time in our political dispensation will that kind of method be applied? That's a very huge question to be thought about. Now, if you want to look at the experiences of these politicians, Nigeria is still where it is because these politicians are being recycled in the system. What change occurred? What difference happened? What is a marginal increment in terms of living condition? And what is the living sustainability of Nigerians with these recycled politicians? You're having governors come for a second term. You're having House of Rep members go, for some of them, third, fourth, fifth time. You're having senators go for the fifth, sixth time, collecting money, living large, and amassing wealth for generations yet unborn. What is that difference that they intend to imply or implement whenever the next electoral cycle commences? And people are asking for those who must have had some political background or political antecedent. If your political antecedent does not commensurate with the current living reality, or if your political antecedent did not in any way alleviate poverty, improve education, sustain healthcare, build infrastructure, maintain a social welfare system that was quite transparent, accountable, and workable, then what exactly are you coming to campaign for? What exactly are you entering the political space for? That's a conversation that Nigerians are talking about. But then there is something quite imperative for us to take note of. I think Nigerians are very much aware of what is going on in the political system or in the polity at this time. I've never seen youth so engaged in politics like this particular generation, and I want to applaud our young persons for following through. You don't necessarily need to have that formal form of education for you to follow through with what is going on in the politics. The 2023 general elections was an eye-opener for young persons who never used to follow up in the political system, follow up with trends, events, antecedents, even history. You'll be so surprised that a lot of our young persons now read, follow through, listen, watch, guide themselves. Somehow they became politically exposed. What was that thing that made this happen? Where did that shift come from? This demography that normally don't pay attention to what takes place in the polity, what takes place in the political system. What changed the dynamics to create this sense of deep consciousness of what is going on in their political space? Yes. So very soon in the next few minutes, I'll be speaking with my analyst that I called via the telephone, who will be speaking with us because he's somewhere quite noisy and he needed to get somewhere where he can actually get across to us. Oh, Chief Martins is saying I should try a WhatsApp call. I did try a WhatsApp call and it's not connecting. Well, let's hope that goes. Meanwhile, a former Northwest National Vice Chairman of the African Democratic Congress, Jafar Ibrahim, is urging northern leaders and elders and political leaders to ensure due process is followed in the trial of former Kaduna State Governor, Mr. Nasir El-Rufai. He urged political stakeholders in the ADC to put aside their differences to push for justice in El-Rufai's case. Sani was the one who made the appeal. Now, we've been wondering why we're not seeing the mass call and the mass appeal for the release of El-Rufai. What happened? We thought El-Rufai had that massive support base. So where are this youth? Where are this group? Because El-Rufai had mentioned that he played a key important role during the 2023 general elections to actually see President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's emergence as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So where is that support base that, made statements as to you guys cannot try to arrest him, you can't do anything to him? El-Rufai has been politically landlocked, strictly monitored in the hands of the DSS, whether he's in the ICPC custody now thereabout. So the big question is this: where El-Rufai is, will he make any difference in any big scheme whatsoever in any way politically? What is the mechanism he has applied to ensure that the ADC emerges on top? Because I recall when Peter Obi was in the ADC, he was frequent in trying to see to the welfare and visit Mr. El-Rufai, while he was in custody. We don't see such public appearances now. He's no longer in the ADC, but there have been calls by some political stalwarts to see how they can put their heads together for the release of El-Rufai. But there are questions to be answered. El-Rufai went on national TV to say that he listened into a private conversation about the Nigerian security advisor head, and that is the person of Mr. Nuhu Ribadu. What exactly do you think you are going to derive from making such a statement on national television, even when the presenter told you that your utterance is treasonable? You said you did not care. So how did you think you were going to be given some form of immunity, either because of your political antecedent or the fact that you were a former governor or a former FCT minister, or maybe because of your tribe? Somehow you know that the government of the day is afraid of your tribe. How did you think that that statement would not elicit some kind of reaction from the presidency? Also, there are talks that the president and the NSA may not necessarily be in tandem like they used to be. That's a speculation anyway. There's no fact to it because he wasn't part of the president's electoral campaign group. You can't have the FCT, you can't have the Minister of Defense be part of the president's electoral campaign group, and you now have the National Security Advisor also part of it. I mean, there will be a double condemnation, right? That means our security sector has become heavily politicized when nothing takes place in terms of decorum and distance themselves from whatever political leaning is ongoing. All right, like I said, I'm going to be speaking with my analyst very soon. Please bear with me. Sometimes it happens like that, where you have somebody, the person doesn't turn up, and you don't just pick up your phone and call someone. So for this person to respond to me, God bless you. It means this person is really amazing. So we'll take a very short break. Let's go take some ad break. And then when we return, I'll be calling Barrister Fred Nzako to kindly stay with us.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Now you have a voice.
Give malaria a double punch of Artesunate and Amodia Queen. An effective combination that can hallucinate Camosunator. It is anti-malaria therapy. Comes in 4 different packs for different age groups. Below 1 year, 1 to 6 years, 7 to 13 years, 14 and above. Camosunator.
Camosunate, effective anti-malaria for all ages. Marketed by Janet Pharmaceuticals Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please see your doctor. Read the leaflet inside.
You are listening
to your number one station.
to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Do not touch that dial.
Parents, you've worked hard to give your child the very best future. With a 90% graduate employment rate in the first 6 months of graduation, that future could be right here at Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British branch campus in sub-Saharan Africa. The same globally recognized UK degree, accredited to the highest international standards, all within a modern learning environment. Applications are now open. Visit lancaster.edu.gh to apply today. Lancaster University, Ghana, a global degree at your doorstep.
To the city's number 1 super dial. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, Lagos.
House dey dark and NEPA bill dey choke. E dey worry you as e dey affect your business. So no turn don come. Imagine say you wake up for morning, light no shake, fridge don block, business no get wahala, everything dey okay. No be dream o. With Yohaku, na you dey control your light. Yohaku dey sell gas cooker, freezer, fridge, and dem go furnish you with modern kitchen o. Whether na inverter, batteries, panels, smart street lights, be na solar AC system wey you wan use for house, business, abi for industrial work, Yohaku stand chim to help you. Bye to NEPA bill o. No wait till transformer go spoil again o. Oh yeah, run call Yohaku for 070-121-30260 or 080-324-82573, or you fit to call 080-669-60066. For Lagos, we there for shop F1179 Industrial Section, or Joe Alaba International Market, or shop G6 Electronic Section, Alaba International Market, Headline, Ute Ubochi Plaza, Abuja Office na Corporate 13, Dubai International Market, back of Games Village, Karo District for Abuja. For Port Harcourt, we there for number 51, Oporo Road, Eziowa Elite Trade Center for River State. Yohaku. Website na www.yohakuproducts.com. Online store na www.yohakustore.com. Yohaku. From sun to earth, we dey make your mind dey cool.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for staying with us. This is still the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Oh, yes, a retired professor of sociology and former National Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Lai Olurode, has predicted that Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress will win the 2027 general elections. Olurode shared his views in a written statement where he says, "My arguments for Tinubu's re-election bid," in which he outlined several factors he believes will improve Tinubu's performance in terms of relative showing in 2023. The former INEC commissioner argued that conditions surrounding the president has shifted considerably since 2023. And what are the conditions? He pointed out that Tinubu contested that year without the full backing of his APC political party, saying some governors distanced themselves from him and that no federal resources were deployed on his behalf. He says also he credited the president with showing political courage by retaining the Muslim presidential ticket despite significant public opposition, and praised the administration's willingness to take unpopular decisions, particularly the removal of the petrol subsidy. On security, Olurede said coordinated intelligence operations had weakened banditry across parts of the country. Is that true? He also cited infrastructure progress, noting that the administration had nearly completed 6,000 kilometers of roads in under 4 years, compared with over 9,000 kilometers finished during former President Muhammadu Buhari. He did, however, call on the government to increase spending on healthcare and to reverse a decline in education share of the federal budget in both 2025 and 2026. Olurede then addressed the APC's defeat in the Osun governorship election by pushing back against interpretations that it reflected voter dissatisfaction with the president. Okay, so he says that what happened in Osun State is not precisely the fact that the people were not happy with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is not a reflection that they're against Tinubu. He also believes that Tinubu's policies actually worked and that insecurity has reduced under the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that in 2023 the president did not have the full backing of the All Progressives Congress. Some of the governors distanced themselves from him, and still he came back strong. So not to talk of this time when he has all the governors, most of the governors having his backing, the senators and the House of Rep members singing "On your mandate we shall stand," in some instances even the NBA, and most of the apparatus of government also representing and sustaining their own capacity in belief of the president's eligibility to continue in 2027. We're going to hear what Barrister Fred Nzako has to say about all of this. Thank you for staying with us. Like I said, we do this audio visual. We're actually streaming live on YouTube at VOP 903 FM. Remember that from the beginning of the conversation, we talked about food insecurity and why farmers cannot go to farms, right? From there, we shifted to the policy tactics of the presidential candidates of different political parties, because there are a myriad of challenges being addressed at this point, and the fact that a demography that never used to be part of the political system became heavily involved. How do these candidates intend to convince them? Barrister Fred, thank you so much for picking your call at the spur of the moment. How are you, sir?
Very well. Good evening. How are you doing?
I am fine, sir. Barrister, I want to say I love you. I love you so much. God bless you and thank you, because I knew you're somewhere very important and you answered my call on the first ring. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you, my dear sister.
All right, sir. Very quickly, when I started the intro of the show this evening, I talked about food insecurity, how farmers can no longer go to their farms anymore. Meanwhile, the administration of the day believes that they had kind of done something well in terms of percentage to security. Then, because the farmers are no longer going to farms, foods are getting spoiled, harvests are not being that is, crops are not being cultivated, and in that instance, there's a food shortage. Those that are available is on a sky high rise, like it's quite expensive. So this is what is meant to be addressed. And right now, everybody is focused on making sure they win 2027. How do you look at this?
Well, it's very unfortunate. Governance has been trampled upon. The welfare of the people has been abdicated to the extent the hunger in the land is whipping Nigerians so mercilessly. And the people who have the responsibility to save the land are not interested in saving the land. Rather, they are interested in playing politics and grabbing power for the sake of grabbing power. The food level and of high cost of food and even basic food, stable food, is not tolerable. And of course, when you talk about security, you should also factor in food security in any environment. And any country that is unable to feed its people, just like any man who is unable to feed his family is regarded as a rascal. A country that can feed its people is regarded as a failed country. When we say that Nigeria has failed, not because just there is insecurity in the land, but essentially because the country is unable to feed the citizenry. It's as if population is a curse. The population is a blessing. Otherwise, how can China be feeding 1.6 billion people? India is feeding 1.2 billion people. Indonesia is feeding 800 million people. That is robustly feeding 450 million people. With massive arable land spanning hundreds of thousands of kilometers, 923,000 square kilometers of land, out of which over 700,000 are more cultivatable land. Yet, we cannot feed over slightly above 220 million people. It simply tells you that when they say that Nigeria is a failed nation, it is indeed a failed nation. Just like a man who is unable to feed his family is a failed man, a country that cannot feed its citizenry is a failed country. No matter what anybody thinks about it politically, Nigeria has failed. And Nigerian leaders have failed Nigeria.
Barrister, I was meant to have a governorship candidate. When I mean governorship, he's the current governor of one of the northern states, but he's running for a second term. And to be honest with you, what elicited me to have him come live on the show was because his state is one of the states most ravaged with insecurity, to the point that his farmers cannot go to the farm. It is that bad. Now he's running for a second term. He expresses a confidence that he's going to win the second term elections. And the questions I wanted to pose at him is that we understand how important farming and food is. When you have in a region that has a healthy youthful population. When I mean healthy youthful population, a majority of the populations are young, visibly bodied men, women. In fact, they have more of them in that region. And you are already going through insecurity in that region. You've not been able to resolve it to like 20%. You want to go for a second term. And the question I wanted to ask him is, what exactly are your sustainable indices that indicates that you will come back a second term when the very basic priority of your government is to secure the lives and properties of their people? He expressed that kind of confidence to say that he's going to win. Now, my question is this. The All Progressives Congress, as a political party, believes that their blueprint in terms of economic agenda and principles was meant to steer this economy from the doldrum they came and inherited it from the late Muhammadu Buhari. In fact, Godswill Akpabio recently reiterated that statement that that Tinubu inherited a crumbling economy, despite the president admitting that, Buhari is him and he's Buhari, he's an extension of Buhari, and that whatever blueprint Buhari was working with, he was part of that blueprint. So the failure of that government, he admitted it. But yet, we still see prevailing circumstances of the previous administration that got worse this time around, and one of them is insecurity. So in this instance, what gives these governors the impetus to believe that they would definitely come back the second term? What is the indices they're working with this certainty?
Rigging. That word, R-I-G-G-I-N-G, is what they are relying upon. Because everybody in his right conscience can only campaign for a second term based on his track record of achievement. Go to Abia State. Lesotho almost does not have a competitor because he has performed excellently. And even those who want to compete against him are afraid. Go to other states where the governors have worked very well. The competitors are afraid. But in these other states where the governors have failed to deliver the dividends of democracy, and they are saying they win, it's only rigging that they are relying on. And because if not, how would they have that comfort? Like, you can say it's a pseudo-confidence if you want to put it on a crucible.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make it realistic by trying to rig the election. And that is why we continue to ask INEC that they should not be as tools for rigging. We ask the security agencies that they should not be used as tools for rigging. Because when it touches the nose, the eye bleeds. And when it affects one, it affects other. They cannot be insulated from the terrible. If they are not directly affected, their family members are related affected.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody must put hands on deck to ensure that any honor or president or anybody who has not performed to the expectation of the people should be sent home. Nobody has monopoly of governance. Nobody should hold the people to ransom. Oh, because you have been elected before, or you find yourself in position of authority before, they must remain there. Even when you are not delivering, Nigerians must resist it. The one that will be very painful is Nigerians clearly open their eyes to go and save both their oppressors. Then that can only be described as madness. Second degree madness. That somebody will just go and vote for somebody who had not delivered. When you have option of voting for somebody else that has given you a bit of delivery. Now the governors are only relying, those governors that have not performed, are only relying on rigging. The president, for example, promised Nigerians that he was going to give us light, electricity. And he swore that if he failed to provide that if he came for second term, we should not vote him. So anybody who is voting Mr. President is undermining himself because he has not delivered on his promise. He said he will bring hope. Where is the hope? The hope has become hopeless. So there's no basis for anybody to cast his vote for the president. I say this with all sense of responsibility and humility, that anybody who wants to save Nigeria should look the other way. It is not a sin to vote against the man who has been unable to deliver. He may have done his best, but it is the duty of the people to examine and assess his best. If his best is not good enough, then we will thank him for bringing for his service and ask him to go on retirement and let another person try. Because nobody has a monopoly on wisdom. It is not a bad thing. And that was why when he was asked to resign, it was not a bad call. The only thing that is bad is if you change government by a coup d'etat. That is bad. That's not be acceptable. But to change government by the general vote of the people, that is democracy. And that is what Nigerians must do in 2027 at state and the federal level. A member of legislature who is unable to get to the people and make law or laws that will advance their interests must not be returned. You don't go there to go and warm the benches and take allowances and need to travel all around the place, come back and oppress the people with the luxuries they have gained from office. That is not the duty of the legislator. So we have to shine our eyes and ensure that we send people that will go and represent the country and ensure that Nigeria changes. We have huge, vast natural resources that are yet to be tapped. Yes, look at the suffering in the land. I keep talking about Lagos Onitsha Express Road. Lagos Ibadan is the busiest. The second busiest road in the country is Shagamu Benin Express Road. The third busiest one is Benin Onitsha Express Road. Go and see what is going on in those areas. And we say we have government at the state and federal level. Meanwhile, we say let us restructure Nigeria so that people will take responsibility for their actions. They say no, that we are good the way we are. Unitary system that is not functioning. A federation that is not functioning. A Western federal system everybody is dodging responsibilities. But when it comes to sharing money, signing budget, moving appropriation, and taking money home, that's when you see the muscles of the leaders of the country.
Barrister Fred,
But when it comes to
Barrister Fred,
responsibility
I
and
remember,
governance, they will be found wanting.
I remember early in
Nigerians must be in their
2024.
country and take them in their place.
I remember in 2024, when this administration was still fresh, I remember having an interview with you, and you kind of believed in some of the policies of the government. You believed that, okay, let's give the president time. It's too early for Nigerians to start judging or making statements or being sentimental against the government, regardless of whether some persons liked or did not like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But you felt it was too early to make a judgment because you believed that the policies had some semblance of supposedly growing the economy, or would we say repair the leaks or the vulnerabilities that have been left open for so long? What changed?
Yes, sir, when you elect a new leadership, it is natural that you give them time to settle down, understand the system, understand the environment, then understand the existing policies, and then either sustain such policies or make alternative policies based on what they have seen. Because you can never know it all from outside. And that's why you must allow, even in small organizations, small clubs, small associations, as minute as they are, even in minutest organization like a family, if a man and a wife come together to live together as husband and wife, you give them time to understand each other and then be able to settle down. That's exactly the time that we gave the government. But at least after 6 months, or maximum 1 year, because you have short-term, medium-term, and long-term policies and implementation and effect. At the short term, you now begin to examine what has the government done and what are the results. At the same time, you examine. By the time the government is 2 years, you will know whether they have put their right foot forward. By the time the government is 3 years, be able to assess that government that they even know what they are doing. The medium-term expenditure framework of the government has created no result. The short-term policies of the government have created no result. And of course, they don't have any long-term plan. So it is time to tell the government to go home. Meanwhile, we have just about less than 6 months to the next general election and less than 1 year to a new regime. The new regime will be sworn in on May 29, 2027. This is August 24, August 25. We have less than a year, roughly about 9 months, to a new regime. Are you going to sustain the regime that has failed, or are you going to try another regime? It is left for Nigerians to take a decision. But if Nigerians would love themselves, they should not embrace their oppressors. They should have a change of government so that they will see whether a new sheriff will be able to rearrange and reposition the country for a new beginning. Nigeria is nowhere. Nothing is working. I'm telling people in government to tell me, just mention one thing. Is it in security? Is it in electricity? Is it in health? Is it in education? Is it in anywhere of employment? Is it even in perspectives? Is it in international image of Nigeria? Where has this government scored their mark? I'm not blaming government officials if they have been able to deliver on the expectation. I will only blame the people if they reinforce failure. Because they may have done their best. And it's everything in leadership. If a leader is putting in his best, and his best is not good enough, and you're telling him you have not done well, he gets upset. Because within his mind, he feels he is best. But we're telling him your best is not good enough. You cannot be telling the people to fight, and you are fasting. Leadership is by example. You tell people to tie their belt, you're losing your own, you are buying yachts, you are buying jets, you are spending billions on little houses, you are buying automobiles, you're living life as if you have champagne income. Yet, you have champagne taste with a palm wine income in an elementary cloth is 10 inches, and we want to sew cloth of 100 yards. And that is why we are borrowing money here and there.
Barrister, have you heard? Have you read? Have you read an exclusive by Sahara Reporters, where they uncovered how the Nigerian National Assembly inserted and approved at least 29.44 billion for the construction and renovation of dozens of school classrooms, hostels, libraries, ICT centers, supply of educational materials, and other constituency-style projects across Nigeria under the 2026 budget of the Federal Cooperative College, Oji River, Enugu State, and that these projects are spread across several states, which include Sokoto, Ogun, Abia, Kano, Delta, almost all the states of the Federal Capital Territory as well. That is almost all the states in Nigeria. And these allocations are quite massive. It happens yearly in the budget. At the end of the day, we don't see improved classroom infrastructure. We don't see educational amenities provided in either the local government or state government secondary schools. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. We don't see some of these amenities true in healthcare centers. There's a particular House of Rep member who said he donated more than 50 fans, beds, and other amenities, all right, to the healthcare center. When he visited, none of them were available. They were all stolen. Everything was stolen. Nothing was left. Some people even try to donate some of these materials to some of these institutions, and when they go back and check, they don't see it. These things are rechanneled to their personal homes. So if all the senators insert all of this in the budget, and there is no team, there is no group or panel set up to monitor that these funds were utilized, then what are we doing with the monies? And who is meant to conduct checks, oversight functions?
Esther, what Federal Cooperative College of River got to do with constituency project of Sokoto?
That's what the report is stipulating, Sarah.
And other parts of the country. It is just padding. It is not intended to be implemented. It is a funnel to steal money. It is just what it is. And that is why, for the first time in my adult life, Esther, I graduated from the University of Nigeria in 1988 with business in economics. I can beat my chest. I am one of the best in my master's class in University of Lagos. And I can beat my chest that I am expert in development economics. And I can tell you, Esther, that I have never in my wide imagination seen where budget implementation is run the way it is run in this regime. You have what is called budget overlap.
Yeah.
2024 budget is running to speak. 2025 budget is running as we speak. 2026 budget is supposed to be running. This is August 2026, and they say they have not even entered the 2026 budget. Never in any economic environment can this kind of thing happen. It is an intentional attitude of corruption, pure and simple. Esther, today, almost every now and then, we keep seeing fake agencies, federal government agencies that are funded with Nigerian national budget. And the same federal government come and say, they are fake. You fund them, you house them, you staff them, you implement their policies and programs, and yet you come out and say they are fake. Now, ICPC is coming up with new ones because they want the red oil to touch all the fingers. It has to go round. How do you expect in a world that has become a global village that what is happening in Lagos is reverberating in Istanbul? It is being heard in Turkey, and I mean in Holland, and then there is the man in America hearing about it. The same way the man in Germany hearing about. How do you expect the world to be thinking about Nigeria? And you expect international investors to show me one single investor that has come to Nigeria in 2015. Just one. Apart from the people that make tobacco, that have even gone to shop if they are not struggling. Just one. Yet, investors are moving around the rest of Africa. Because Africa is a portion in land filled with adequate manpower resources. Why do corporations go to China? Because of cheap labor. economists will say that a country with huge population is a labor-intensive environment. We have a huge population that is not only led but active and vibrant. Because the youth population in Nigeria is nowhere to be seen anywhere in the world. Yet, why are companies not coming here? These are things that should worry any policymaker. These are things that should worry anybody in government that want Nigeria to succeed. But you are not seeing it. They are not coming. Because we have not created an environment that will foster businesses. The ones that are indigenous are breathing very hard to survive. And some of them are running away. Many Nigerian companies have left Nigeria and are going to Benin Republic, going to Ghana, going to Cote d'Ivoire, going to Senegal and other locations. Just because the environment here is terribly hostile. And who cares? Are the people in government today care? They're only interested in extracting oil from the soil of Niger Delta, selling the oil and sharing the money. For how long will it happen?
Okay.
What is a man doing with multiple billions of naira that he does not need?
That is gobsmacking, Barrister
Look at
Fred.
what trended
I still
from
get
last week.
befuddled
That
with this range of
people
amounts of
found out
monies.
a chain of huge stock of money that has gotten rotten to somebody's house. Shouldn't Nigerians worry about such inanity in an environment where we keep borrowing from all over the place? Today, our total the debt profile has gone above 170 trillion. So what is happening in Nigeria? And when will Nigeria turn around? 2027 is coming up. If Nigerians like, let them open eyes and put their fingers at the wrong side. All of us will suffer.
Finally, sir, if I let you go, Atiku says he will reintroduce subsidy. Peter Obi says no. Yes, this government of the day did not do well when it comes to being accountable or transparent with subsidy removal or proceeds derived from subsidy removal, but he's going to maintain subsidy removal and reinvest them in other critical sectors, which was mentioned in the 66 NBA convention, where a couple of persons were invited, that is presidential candidates. And in that regard, the talk is on the reintroduction of subsidy. Do you think subsidy should be reintroduced?
Yes, sir. Both men are correct if you understand their perspectives. You see, arguments that are superficial and are not deep-seated and deep-rooted. Let me start from Bitobi. Bitobi said he does not need to suspend subsidy, but he will tackle the corruption. As we speak, there is still huge corruption in the subsidy regime.
Yeah.
The Tinubu said something is removed. Yet, they are doing what they call under recovery. That is payment of subsidy through another means. So, payment subsidy is still being sustained, but it is being a different payment. That's what P2B is saying that he will not do. The people says he will return subsidy by subsidizing the crude.
Yeah.
Let us understand that. And he will subsidize the crude. Before, no refinery was working in Nigeria. Today, we have a giant refinery run by Dangote. Dangote has been crying about the source of crude. The feedstock of every refinery is the crude petroleum. And the article said that he will give him crude at a reasonable rate, at a subsidized rate, so that when he refines, today we have determined the quantity of consumption of petroleum products in Nigeria. Before they were telling us it is about 60 million liters per day, but today it is about 25 million. The real figure is out. That is for a place between 25 and 54 million liters per day. So if that is the situation, I could say that he will now give Dangote crude because this is Nigeria's natural resource. And that every country, one way or another, should somehow subsidize the products that benefit the masses. And he said, when he now subsidizes the crude, Dangote will now sell to Nigerians at a cheaper rate. Yes, the issue of people that will haul it outside Nigeria will be checkmated, because if you do that without plugging the illicit corruption that is causing all this. And I tell you, like Mr. Peter will always tell you, that if you, the president, is not stealing, your lieutenants will be afraid to steal. And it cascades down. But if you, as the president, you are stealing, because they're free for all. There's another clinical law that says when the elder scrambles for the meat at the pot at the families, then what do you expect the children to do? If you are the president, you are staying and you are not stealing, no other person will have the audacity to steal. That's when people will begin to reason, what am I even stealing for? And then you see the country turning around. That's why many people are advocating that let that man who has that integrity come and lead. And let's see whether this country will be reset and put on the path of recovery and growth. Integrity matters a lot. Nigeria's image all over the world is now in tatters. We need a man that will come and correct it. So the issue of subsidy is neither here nor there. The major problem is fight that corruption that is endemic. If there was no corruption in the subsidy regime, whereby government will be paying trillions to people who do round tripping. I've had a matter, my friend who works with Minister of Justice, I met him in court. He said they came then, some years back, over the subsidy matter. They will bring an empty vessel and say they brought 100 metric tons of petroleum resources, and they will package the papers, everybody will sign. Nothing was brought into the country. And that was how we started jumping. Subsidies costs continue to rise. So if you kill that corruption, you can still subsidize the consumption in the land. And even if you don't want to subsidize it through petroleum resources, you subsidize it through other means: healthcare, education, infrastructure, employment. These things will make life meaningful for the Nigerian people. Increasing minimum wage without corresponding value of the naira is nonsense, because what 30,000 could buy some years back, 100,000 cannot buy today.
Very true.
So who is losing?
Absolutely correct.
It is still the masses that are losing.
Barrister Fred Nzako, thank you so much. Like I said, I love you. Thank you for picking your calls. At the time, it wasn't planned at all. I actually had somebody who was supposed to be here, but at the dot of the ring, you picked it. Thank you for your incisive analysis this evening. I sincerely do appreciate.
Thank you. Thank you, Esther. I wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much, sir. Do have yourself a wonderful evening. And also to Maza Darlington Agumore, thank you this evening as well for picking my call immediately. You were not the analyst for the World News at 6, but you picked up. These are my guys. These are my people. So thank you very much. It's now time for us to get your reaction based on the conversation that we had this evening. I sincerely do apologize for not having to have the desired guest for this evening, because what I had mapped out, the questions I had mapped out, I needed to hear his response. He responded in a very confident manner that he will come back for a second term. I needed to justify all of that with the data and the research that I had compiled on him. The number to call is 080-3692-9933, 080-3692-9933. The WhatsApp number is 0817 1756338, 0817 1756338. That's our WhatsApp number. You can send messages there, and if you're in the diaspora, you can actually call through that number as well. Then the normal number, terrestrial number, 080-3692-9933, 080-3692-9933. Let's go straight to the point. Keep it short and simple. Have your thoughts properly aligned. All right. Hello. Good evening.
Esther, good evening.
How are you?
How are you, Esther?
I am fine, sir. Thank you so much. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. This is Mr. Teslim Balogun.
Mr. Teslim Balogun.
Yes, I sent you a message one time like this.
Okay. Was it on Facebook or on WhatsApp?
On WhatsApp, yes.
Oh, okay. All right, Mr.
Because
Teslim.
I don't have Android. I only have a button phone. That is what I'm using to try you.
It's in WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp is usually on a smartphone now. It's usually on an Android phone. So your phone is an Android phone.
No, my phone is not an Android. It's just a button phone.
And then you have
That's
WhatsApp on it.
so,
Okay.
Esther,
Sir?
thank you for giving us every detail about this country, and also Barita Darlington. I'm glad for even to connect with you today.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
very glad. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Look, let me tell you. Look, my people, which is Yoruba. Not that I'm calling on Yoruba, but let me just let you know. It is we that we still suffer all these things that we are doing.
Why?
The reason is this, because this our leader now that we think is helping us. This man is not helping any of us. Because the time Awolowo was that is when he is in that is when he didn't die. When Awo didn't die, when Awo is alive, he didn't put our life in that is Yoruba life. He didn't put us in this way that this man is leading us to. Let me tell you the truth. He did not put us in this way. He helped us. He teach us what we're supposed to do. He didn't give us what we are going to be using to form out outside. He wants to put us to educate ourselves. That is what Awo did for the Western people. But not like this person that come into sick now, that all of us is running about to follow. Awo was not like that. Not that I deviate from what you people are discussing. I'm going that where you are your discussion with this man that just left now. Okay. But what I want you to know is this man only come to deny we Yoruba instead of giving us education. He give us to become a tout in the street.
But I thought they'll introduce Now Fund for everybody. Is that not a good development?
Oh, what is the development? By turning us to Agbero. We Yoruba. I'm not an Igbo. I'm a Yoruba man from Osun State.
Oshun, you people are renegades. You're the renegades of the Yoruba race. I can hear you, sir. I can hear you. Go ahead. I can hear you.
So, Osun State, that is where I come from.
No wonder you are stubborn, no. They say you are very stubborn.
No, there is nothing like stubborn because he's not even like that man. Ever since he made measurement of that, he has money more than the Osun people. That is when Osun people deny him of getting anything from them. Ask and Google it. The man made measurement of saying that he has money more than Osun people. That is what make Osun people revoke against him. Forget about whether Adeleke is running to him or is doing this with him. A man has come out and said, Adeleke, look, you can join him or you can do everything that you want to do. But that one will not stop us not to do what is in our mind. To vote whoever we want to vote. And our coming president, which is what do they call it? Peter Obi.
Is it Peter Obi you're voting for?
You said what?
As I said, Peter, you're voting for?
Yes, so that is who I'm voting for. Because when I even listened to the debate, I saw every other people were just beating around. They didn't even go exactly where they're supposed to go. He's the only person that just speaks my mind. And he's the one that I've been voting for. And you see him, come 2027, me and my household, that is who we are going to vote for. I'm in Lagos here, I didn't go anywhere. This is where we vote. Whatever what they want, that is what they will see. Because we can't continue like this. Instead of you giving us fish for we to be eating fish, teach us how to kill fish. You are gathering the governor, gathering everybody. You said you are Gagaban. You want to stand on everybody. People were running enter skater to follow you. Is that how to do government? Is this a government? This is not government for cry out loud. We are not living the way we're supposed to live. Look at everything now. Even the work I'm doing, I know what I'm passing through. The way everything was, that is, it scatter every miss and every ways of life. So that is the type of person that people want to vote for. Anybody that want to vote for this man, at the end of the day, Yoruba people, we will regret.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for calling. But President Bola Ahmed
Good night,
Tinubu is
sir.
not, sir. President Tinubu is not a president of just the Yoruba alone. Oh. He's president of everybody.
Let me tell you, the way our people are taking it, they are taking it personal, as if it is only their president. Forget about all those dogs that work with him, all those what they call them, all these other
His
people that work with him.
spokespersons,
All what do they call this guy that is great in himself?
Mr. Bayo. Is it Mr. Bayo?
No, not Bayo. The
Which
other
one?
that is great in himself.
And Daniel Bwala.
Voila, all those are the dogs of the man. They are the one. Somebody going back to his vomit. Is that type of person that you will listen to? That one is just beating around because of what he want to eat. I don't know that when you are eating what you want to eat, that same thing that you want to eat, you also eat.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate what my people do at Osun State. I was very glad, and I know that is what they will do. No matter anything that you gather, no matter how you gather them, I trust my people. We are the spring state. We don't give a damn to anybody. And this thing that we do now, that is what we are still going to do in that presidential race. Forget about Adeleke, forget about any other person that want to come. That is, this one is not a state of say 16 governor will still come again. It is one governor, one state.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for calling. All right. Thank you.
Thank
you for calling. Good night.
Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Okay. Wow. All right. Sure, you see now. I hope nobody will raise alarm. That is a Yoruba man from Washington State, and he says he's supporting Peter Obi. So when you hear an Igbo man saying they want to support Tinubu, you people should not start raising those two. All right, 08036929933. That's the number, 08036929933. And the WhatsApp number is 0817175638. Hello, good evening.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome.
This is Changwa from Ikorodu. Thank you.
Why is your voice different this evening?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right, please go ahead.
All right. See, I didn't blame APC government. If Nigeria is a country where all the institutions are functioning, are working according to the law, they will have not come out to say anything or to campaign or to be boasting that they're going to win 2027 election, because they know that the country is not as they met it in 2015, because they believe that all the INEC, the policemen, and the other institutions that are good, to take care of all those things, is in their hands, is in their pocket. That's how we see all their governors, their ministers, they came out on radio, on TV station, to say all manner kind of things, to show that Tinubu is doing well. Whereas in reality, things are not going as it is. Imagine that they will pay you today 100,000, but it's just like 20,000 naira at hand. You understand? You will not use it just to buy anything. Before we realize everything has finished. So the economy is not functioning. The economy is not working at all. And ABC, you understand, they don't want to, to acknowledge or agree. Well, so like I said, that if you believe and if you know that you are truly Nigeria, and you know that if things are hard for you, if your house rent doesn't increase, if you go to the market and if you are buying things there cheap as it is, by 2027 go out and vote for APC. But if you know that things are not okay for you, you go out 2027 and vote for who you think that when it comes, he will do things good for you. And not only to vote, but you stand there and defend your vote to the court. Because at this stage now, I can remember then before, understand, we don't take election for we just take it seriously. We didn't take it seriously because as DSP came on, things are not working, things are not functioning. You understand? You have money now. You that are struggling before they will eat. Do you understand? So I believe that they will wake up. They will wake up by 2027 and defend their vote. If we eventually allow this man again to continue by 2027, APC, I don't think that we have a country to call Nigeria again during 2027. God bless you. Good evening, Nigeria.
As well. Changwak. Thank you for calling. I sincerely do appreciate you calling and being part of the conversation this evening. All right, 08036929933. That's the number to call. 08036929933. And the WhatsApp number is 081717563338. 081717563338. That is the WhatsApp number. Hello, good evening. How are you, sir?
I thank God.
Welcome, sir. What is
You
your
are
name?
doing well.
Thank you.
God bless you. Yeah. So, according, what is happening on our West Coast is now. The election, campaign has already fully started.
Yeah.
Then, yes. So, out of the major candidates, major ones, the three, Obi, Atiku, and Tinubu. So, and though is the most credible, we know. He's most credible among all of them. But one thing is that if people vote for him, can he claim the mandate according to Showore? So, and if he knows that he cannot do it alone, he should choose his fight and join somebody that has that big heart to attack this very government. He cannot do it without when you vote. He cannot. In fact, look, we should. This man will see enter. He will see enter. Matter way. So,
okay.
Thank you. They should call both of them join together. They will have the government. They will take the government by force from there. But both of them going separate way. There is no headway there. So we should forget. I think we should forget. Let this government continue. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling.
Yes.
All right. Well, every individual is free to come out on that day and vote for the political party of their choice. To be honest with you, the fact that coalition worked for Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC in 2015 does not necessitate that the same thing would work this time around. So we operate a multi-party system, right? So let the candidates be able to present something convincing that will galvanize support for them. Let's see how that works. But if it is going to be free and fair, then we'll know how things will turn out. But if it is not going to be free and fair, the question is, are Nigerians ready for the other aspect of Oha for Oha or Egusi for Egusi? That's the whole process of this whole situation. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
How are you, sir? Welcome.
I fine, Esther Winnie darling.
Ibidokwa now. Ibidokwa.
This is Ebuka for
Ebuka, don't block my husband from locating me. I said, by the time it's the last born, now we're almost age mates. Ebuka, continue.
Please, I just got something. I crossed something from Facebook now.
Hello, you're muting yourself. When you call on WhatsApp, stop muting yourself. Focus on what you're doing. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. How are you there?
This is Prince Favor calling from Ejigbo.
Prince Favor, how is Ejigbo today? Hello, Prince. Hello.
Hello.
I said, how is Ejigbo today? Can you speak up?
Okay, what about Ejigbo? I want to speak the issue of.
He said I should forget about Ejigbo. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Prince Favor.
Nigeria turned to super story. This is super story. No program called super story. That what Nigeria turned to now. But whether they like it or not, nobody's going to deliver Nigeria. Nobody's going to save Nigeria. No, the way to save Nigeria is to call the elders of this country. Let us talk about how to move Nigeria forward. If Nigeria cannot work as one again, we divide this country. Every day lamentation, every day quarreling.
We're not lamenting. We're just highlighting the vulnerabilities and the lack of efficiency from government. Doesn't mean that we're lamenting. We're just highlighting this in case they don't remember or recall their responsibilities. So don't say that that's what we're doing.
Okay, sorry for that. Every time of Joe Biden was changed. They put camera. It's not true.
What?
Time of Joe Biden, USA presented this thing. They changed Joe Biden and put the camera. It's not true. Why can't you people change this mic or Trumbu and put
Bye
us
bye,
mic?
sir. Please, I beg, don't call on air and make some certain statements. When you say why can't Yoruba people, did I see Yoruba people that voted for Tinubu? What's wrong with you people, say? Eh? So that's the way when they talk, they must me. Oh, wanna calm down now. Eh? When you're calling on national radio, there's some ethical words and phrases to use. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
How are you?
My name is Chuz. I'm calling from Jail.
Chibuzo. Yes,
I
today I did
know
not give
say
you different
similar
name.
go give me another name. You go give me
Chibuzo.
Chinaso.
Welcome. No, today now your name. How far?
I'm good. I work.
Work they'll see us now. They don't say we dey lament. I refuse to
Uh,
be a lamenter.
now those will give you that one. And me, I know they lament now.
All right, go ahead, Chibuzo.
I greet our guests studio.
Yeah, Barrister Fred and Zako.
Let me speak issue on the ground. If they don't do kidnapper now, our president don't give marching order we know they work. When this man will stop this thing for us? Every time wey this evil people commit this thing, you just imagine one this thing wey go talk to Nigeria make use make confuse those wey go call. You cannot confuse me. We know everything wey dey go on because our late president say that insecurity last more than 24 hours. Government hand behind it. To now who can't deny that this thing to today? So as to how long insecurity continue? If they capture this one, they call repentant. Let me just put it like this: we don't hear repented Apple before, repented ESM before, but go hear
No, there's
repented
no
Bokara.
repentant though. There's no repentant
But
IPOB.
there's repented Boko Haram and Lakroa and waiting me their
Lacroix.
name. Where you see this country, we have a long way to go.
Chibuzo.
When we stop this tribalism, this will end.
All right,
You know
Chibuzo.
what's making speak like this?
Mm-mm.
If you count how many youth of Igbo lost from 2023, 2021 to now, you will know say Igbo people are already finished. But God pass them. May they continue. One day, God will fight for Igbo people. Because they cannot tell me say since what our president they say give marching orders, they keep many people for Benue. He went there and say, have you make any arrest to today? Government our president say oya give me the paper already arrest let me sue dem man know wetin give the order wey dey commit this crime for this country no matching order but we
There
say
was
for me igboland
actually.
now
They paraded
sorry.
some of them. When the president gave that order, they paraded some of them in
So
Benue
what's the
State.
story last
They've taken
they
them to
leave them
court and taken them. They're in court, and obviously, usually, they
leave
sentence them.
this apc wan carry propaganda enter na today you
Chibuzo.
go hear say one large now make call say so pay dem don release dem. Why be say you when you don hear repainted iphone na dey ask dem know but you have repainted boko haram repainted lakrowa repainted iswap repainted fulani anyone but you don hear repainted iphone before no
All right, Chibuzo.
but make dem continue
Bye
arrest my
bye.
case
Okay,
God
thank
go
you
fight
very
for us.
much. All right, let me take some messages. Good evening, Esther Wachiko. I am Elvis from Igondo. To be honest with you, Nigeria can never work again because of the level of bloodshed all over the country. The blood of the innocent are crying bitterly as a result of this. That's why things are in sixes and sevens in the country. Unless all the ethnic group come together to decide their fate, things can never get better. I rest my case. Do have an amazing evening. All right. Thank you very much for that, sir. God bless you. Elvis from Igondo. All right, please just give me a few minutes. Let me just take some messages. All right. So those sending messages are not left out of the conversation this evening. Let's hear their take. Okay, this person says, Esther, good evening. Good evening to you. How are you? Fine. I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, Esther, and to your guests. Please tell your engineers to work on your VOP app as they're working tirelessly to make us hear your voice very loud and clear. They should also work on the app, please. They should make the app work. It's not everybody that can watch YouTube every time. Other radio stations and apps are working. It's only VOPs that is having problem. I've been complaining about this for over 2 months now. Please, management, do something about it. Nnamdi is my name from Ojota. Austin. Austilo. Inugo. VOP Radio Apple. Wano Chairman, call me something very quickly. All right. This person says, Esther, good evening. Good evening to you as well. Okay. My name is Mr. Godswill. Okay, Mr. Godswill Akbabi doesn't know what he's saying. The man that doesn't even know what he's doing as number 3. Everything about APC's propaganda and lies, nothing else. They have already planned to rig this election. Progress from Lagos. Hello, Esther. On the issue of removal or reversal of fuel subsidy, to be candid, all the presidential candidates all gave good suggestions and opinions, which, if they are sincere in the implementation stage, will produce better results. Take, for instance, Atiku Abubakar said he would bring back subsidy, which is, to me is good because that is the only benefit Nigerians are directly enjoying. What he needs to do is to ensure that new national refineries are built or go into PPP so that it will make the market more competitive for Dangote refinery, which is the only refinery that is available for now. On the part of Mr. Obi, who said subsidy is gone and it's completely gone. Yes, he made a good point because what had gone up in Nigeria don't usually come to the old price. So what I feel he needs to do is to channel the money saved from the removal of fuel subsidy to subsidize other essential commodities like food, transportation, electricity, and provide free prepaid meters for all houses, medical services in terms of drugs and major surgical operations for the citizens. And finally, for Omoyele Sowore, he was right in his submission too that we need someone that can tackle the cabal in the petroleum sector squarely because corruption is the reason behind the removal of fuel subsidy. The question I would like to ask him is that can he single-handedly tackle these cabals that are all over the country and sectors of the economy? Sometimes it's easier said than done. In conclusion, if the money generated from every other mineral resource in the country is used judiciously, believe me, it will be more than enough to make life comfortable for every citizen in the country. Olorun Agbawao, God bless Nigeria. Temitope Onotoye from Ijagemo community. Temitope, what's the meaning of Olorun Agbawao? You always say that. I know Olorun is God. Agbawao is what? Please let that thing enter my subconscious. I like that phrase you always use anytime you type. Good evening, Esther. Honestly, from MBA Conference 2026, I just discovered that Mr. Shure is confused. Chisum from Yanapaja. Wilfred from Surulere says, Esther, please try Chief Martin Zanova again. I want to hear him. I missed his analysis. Well, I tried. It didn't connect and time was going. So maybe this time around we'll have him join us physically because I did try, both on WhatsApp and normal call. Kept bouncing back. But he did respond. He said maybe it's network. But then it was already too late. Good evening. Good evening to you as well. My name is Olulude. Olulude? Is it Olulude or Lalode? I've never heard of Olulude. All right, Tinubu flag off Lagos, Ijebu dual roads, and Tinubu has not flagged off dilapidated Benin bypass roads because it is not in southwest. And people are saying that Tinubu is a tribalistic man, and I agree with them. What is his name? Ululude? Where does he come from? I don't understand this messenger. Chris from Eba says, good evening, Esther. The question we should be asking Rotimi Amici is, how do those his experiences benefit common Nigerians in the street? Because Governor Alex Otti in Abia State has made great impact for his people of Abia within a space of less than 4 years. As Nigerians, we do not care about your years of experience, but rather the positive impact that you made during those years of service to the people. Chris from Iba. All right, Chris, well done. All right, this person says, Esther, good evening to you. Good evening as well. How are you? I am fine. Thank you very much. The campaign against 2027 general elections to me is not business as usual. The electorate should make sure the candidates seeking for position are the ones making the promises of what they are going to do for the people of Nigeria if they win, not the parties they belong. They must give us a timeline of how they fulfill their promises, what they will achieve for the first year, second year, and third year in office. For those who are seeking for the second term in office, they should tell Nigerians why they deserve another term in office when they have not fulfilled the promises of the first term. Those who are seeking for first term in office will be asked the office they held before now, how they impacted lives of the people. All these questions are very important going into the 2027 general elections. Then the electors have to decide. Benjamin from Shoguli. Good evening, Esther. This is Triple A. Esther, when will this statement of sentiment, tribalism, lamentation, sensationalism of critics stop? Is it today we have been hearing these? As long as the Almighty God is on his throne in heaven, all this noise shall be silent and Nigeria will become great again. I say amen to that. I say amen to that. Trust me, we need a great Nigeria. We do need a great Nigeria. Esther, good evening. I don't know if I can get you on phone, but I want to tell you here that the House of Rep member, a senator, that said he donated things school and came back, never saw them in the school is a big lie. If in case he donated anything and came back, did he not see them in the schools? He's still the person who sent his people to go and return those things back to him. Adams Oshomole has done it before when he was governor, claimed to have built ultra-modern hospital, rented hospital equipment into the hospital, but after opening of the hospital, he removed those equipments and returned them to wherever he got them from. Until today, that hospital is empty. Chooks from Okota, like, are you for real? They do that? Chineke nai. Good evening, Esther. It's a pity we find ourselves in this ugly situation. So sad. You have said it all. The Bini Agbo Road and ISO, Agbo Asaba Road, a nightmare. Yet Umar is busy talking trash about Sakwato Badagry Highway, White Elephant Coastal Road. Now a council boss in FCT is threatening people to leave the locality if they won't vote APC. That's enough. Is that in a sane climb or in a sane climb? It's enough to arrest the idiots. God, yo. Please, I beg you in the name of God. I don't have an opportunity to pre-read your messages, to know the kind of words that you use. Please be civil. There are several ways you can lay out or emphasize non-entity or emphasize some weaknesses. I don't know how to explain it. So you can say have big thoughts of a person who thinks that this is how they're going to go about it, or a parasitic mindset, or you say a nonchalant attitude towards the responsibilities of governance, or somebody making a charlatan statement that has no depth or has no logical reasoning. There are ways to craft words without being this crudely insultive. I'm sorry, on national radio, I beg you in the name of God, let's apply that sense of civility, okay? It's very vital. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, Esther.
How are you, sir? Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, Boyesen from Afro Media.
Boyesen from Afro Media. Welcome, sir.
Well done. You are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you,
very,
sir.
very fantastic job. Hmm?
Thank you.
So keep it up. If not for VOP, I don't know where we will be today.
Why?
When the government has mortgaged every other station,
no.
Apart from this your station,
the stations are free.
And
hold on. Hold on. Let me tell you
Nigeria
something, Boyesen.
I know what I'm saying.
Hold on. Let me tell you
go
something.
Go on.
I'm not a fan of this administration, but there's a latitude of flexibility with the media. No kidding. There are some things we cannot outrightly say, but the fact that we can make some statements here, which wasn't possible during the previous administration, tells you something. So when it comes to media houses, it depends on the owner of that organization. If they're about allow the people to be themselves, then fine. So if the owner of the media organization does not have any political leaning, you can see that freedom to express. But when the owners of these organizations have political leanings, that's where you see some of these encumbrances. So yeah, go ahead, please.
Are you through?
Yes, I'm through.
Okay, thank you for the education. Now I know. Now, first and foremost, I want to thank your first caller today.
Okay.
Mr. I don't know. Is it Balogun? So I don't know.
Yes, from Oshun.
Yes. I want to say kudos to him. You know, it's not because of he said he will vote for so person or for that's not what I'm after. But what I'm after is he spoke the truth. He spoke the truth the way it is. That's why I want some of my brothers, here. Some will just be adamant. They will just what they. I mean, that I don't know. They will continue to that tribal sentiments. They believe so much in it that they don't want to go away with it. No matter no matter the atrocities that this government commit is not. I mean, they care. They don't care a hoot. What they after is just as far as is our Baba. That's absolutely nonsense. But look at the way the man talked. He told you the truth, the exact truth, and that's the way it should be. And if more,
Oshun people are stubborn. I like them. I've adopted that state. Hello, Boyson. Hello. I think Boyson has decided to take a call. Medically adopted Oshun State.
you want me to
Boyson, who is
hear
calling
you?
you? Hello.
Hello,
Who decided to start calling you now?
can you hear?
Chai. 08036929933. That's the number. 08036929933. That is the number to call. All right. And the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello? Hello?
Esther, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fine.
What is your name?
At a long last, this is Mayor from First Class.
Mayor. This is your voice. Sound like person who just chop chicken.
I've only lost hope now for weeks. I've not been. Life is now a hot cake.
No vex, no vex, no vex.
How is it going?
We did, Jerry. We are fine.
You see, this thing we're talking about, this level of impunity in this administration.
Mayo, open your mouth. I know say you just chop chicken. Open your mouth, make you hear you well.
Okay, this level of impunity we are referring in this administration. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can now imagine what a council chairman that ordinarily, if elections were to be free and fair, he would have been very far from victory. That man in Abuja telling people to look, these people should know that Mark Darlington said, it's like they are just maybe copying from their whoever that is beating the drum for them. Nobody has monopoly of violence. That is one thing they should know. This food they are cooking, I hope it will not overfeed everybody, because Nigerians are hungry, angry, and desperate. Nobody, it's only an enemy to himself that will say he wants to vote this administration again. Somebody that hates himself and his narration. They're still what is killing him gradually and he's supporting it. So whatever they are going to do, let them do. But the point is that Nigerians will vote. That Oshun template is what Nigerians are going to apply next. They will vote and stand and defend their rights. Because, like I keep saying, any attempt for this man to return again, Esther, you might not have a country called Nigeria. That is it.
We'll have a country called Nigeria in Jesus' name.
It's
Amen.
not about God forbid. There is no one iota of truth in this administration. Everything is propaganda. And they are desperate. It's just like they are not Nigerians. They just want to, I told you sometimes that when you hire bicycle in those days, in the early days, have you seen somebody hire bicycle in the village? You are a town lady now. When somebody hire bicycle in those days with 10 naira, you use it as if you want to, that 10 naira that you want to destroy that because of that amount that you paid. They are using Nigeria very rough, and I don't think to continue on this like this.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for calling. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, my name is Michael.
Michael, calling from where?
Calling from Ojo Alaba area.
From Ojo Alaba. Can you turn down the volume of your radio?
All right. Oh, this is my first time anyway.
Okay. Thank you so much, Michael. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Happy to hear your voice. I've been
Same
your
here.
ardent listener for years.
Wow, really? Michael, I'm impressed that you got through today. Please go ahead.
Yes. I just want to talk about this issue of Nigeria, so to say, because actually Nigeria has been divided on a tribal line. And I believe it is only a kind of decisive decision that was going to put us on the right track. Because what is going on or what we experience every day by day tells us Nigeria is no more one. But we have strong belief that if somebody who is who have a positive mind toward Nigeria take over the mantle of leadership, everything will fall in line. So the issue of tribalism and the issue of I belong to, if I'm Igbo, I'm Yoruba, I'm Hausa, those things will die down naturally. So I strongly believe that Nigeria will rise up on its feet once
Amen.
again. Because
Amen.
Nigeria wants a giant of Africa. God will not let us down.
Amen. Amen.
God will not let.
Thank you
And
very
secondly,
much.
please,
Okay.
I want to talk about your app on your app on television. That's a smart TV. I
Okay.
got it, but it was not talking.
Is it free to
So
air?
please, no, it's not free to air. Actually, it's online, but on the smart TV app.
Ah.
Yes, it was not talking. Every other stations is talking. So because any moment from now, I'm relocating to the east. So hopefully, I want to be enjoying VOP in the east.
All right, I would speak with the management. We've been highlighting it. They said they're working on it, working on. To be honest, people have been complaining. Thank you very much for that. I have highlighted all of these issues to. Don't worry, it will be sorted out. Thank you very much, sir. Do have yourself a wonderful
All right, you
night.
have a nice day.
All right, you too. Be good. 08036929933. That is a number. And the WhatsApp number is 081717563338. Hello. Hello. Good evening, sir. How are you doing? Hello. First time caller. Welcome. But your network not too good though. You dey break. Welcome, sir. What is your name?
Christopher.
Christopher. Where are you calling from, please?
Right now I'm talking to you from Akwa Ibom.
Christopher from Akwa Ibom. That's nice. Speak one Calabar for me. Speak one Akwa Ibom for me.
I say Lagos State.
Lagos is fine, no. The weather has been cool in Lagos. We're good. You said?
I guess enter my state. This is like let me follow you people.
You better chop correct at time now. That when I go there, Nigeria, now I want chop. All right, please go ahead. You said?
I want to from the back of my former governor down the what do I call it for them? That's a back.
Okay. Senate President.
What the Senate President, what we propose apart. You know what? My ex-governor was sleeping all this while. You know why?
Why?
He said that the President Tinubu is one of that inherited bad economy.
Yes, he said so.
From the Muhammad Buhari.
Yes.
Why is it now waking up? Is it not the same person that told me last 3 years thereabout that I should come pretend that he will be in his own house eating chicken and drinking wine?
Yeah. When we wanted to go on that, what's the name of that
protest.
title of that protest? 10 Days of Rage.
Yes. It's the one that told me, I can still remember. If I want to narrate the history of that man when he was a governor in this my state, in my own personal community, what I myself and my brother were faced during his own campaign time. That man promised my brother heaven and earth. It is because of Akpabio. Both people both Akpabio, my brother joined. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. You don't start now. Don't call anybody. If to say they did not leave you hanging.
If my brother is my governor, I can take because of something. I can take it to his house.
I not go your house, so.
So every of his goal in Akwa and in Abuja, all continue to disgrace them. during his. So, you see this my community, he now tries to organize people to arrest people that we will do this, we will do that. We are waiting for him.
Okay.
That's my Senate president. We are waiting for him.
All right. Bye bye. Good night. Have yourself a lovely evening. This person has been so persistent. Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Yeah, Esther Wachuku.
How are you, sir? Is this Batex?
Yeah, Baptist calling.
Batex, welcome.
Esther, how are you? How are
I
you
am
doing?
fine, sir. We are jiggy
Okay.
balling.
Yeah, Esther.
Sir.
Esther, you can see these people, all these APC people. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the type of human being these people is. Esther, there's a ring where somebody put for a hand. Do you need to use mirror and look for it? The answer is no. What does this man have done? And the APC sycophants, they were clapping hand that this man is going to win 2027 election. I don't know the magic they are going to do because Nigeria have been woken up now. Nigerians want to take back their country. Esther, look at Governor Alex Oti, Abia State. That man, did he need any campaign? The man is sleeping. He don't no, but nothing is biting where he's sleeping. I don't see anybody that is going to go and challenge him in Abia State, say that he want to contest with him. Nobody. So if this man Tinubu have done a very good job for Nigeria, but they don't need campaign. You don't need to go to campaign or this and that. Now I have released so many buses here, giving a hope to disburse the buses and all those things. Why is he lavishing our money? Because I know 100% that this man is not coming back again. He's not going to win. Nobody is going to vote for APC. APC is a cancer. Nobody is going to vote for them. What of look at all these people that are lamenting? Where is Mark? Where is AB? Where is Adeyemi Kamoru? Where is Tunde from Isolo?
I think, has Mark called today? I don't think so. I don't think Mark
Today?
has called today. No.
No, he never called today. Where are those people? Let them talk. Let them come out. So millions of Nigeria are speaking. Then they are counted the millions of Nigeria that these people, they are doing well. They are doing. I don't know where they are living. Whether they are living in the moon or they don't go to market and buy things. Esther, if you see the rate of poverty in this country, how people are suffering. Esther, if you dash somebody 500 naira now, he will be thanking you 500 naira, which you use and buy a bottle of mineral.
No, bottle of mineral is not 500 now. It's about 800 thereabouts.
How much?
800.
It's above 500 naira now.
Yes, like this.
Imagine, could we imagine, Esther, which type of life we are living? There's one of my friends that just traveled to Burkina Faso. That was last month. The guy was telling me that if I come over there, that I will enjoy Esther. The guy was telling me that we're in hellfire here.
I'm going to get out of this hell. I'm going to get out of. God, I can't wait for my leave, man.
Esther, if we see a way, just get out from this country. Here we are living under bondage, no. Except this APC government just leave us alone. But I believe God that everything is going to work out 2027. We are going to vote and we are going to defend our vote. Nothing will stop Nigerians. Nigerians have woken up. So let's Nigerians, everybody. I keep on praying that 2027 will soon come, so that everybody will take our country back from all these people. Esther, thank you.
Good night. Thank you very much. So somebody on YouTube says, I think, let me check out his name. He says, I think you're trying to tell me the meaning of Olorun Agbawa. All right. That's Godwin Henry. He says, good evening, Esther. Please, people should try and get someone that can speak Pidgin very well, so that they those that don't understand good English would be enlightened as well. We have a Pidgin segment now. Dr. Walkie Talkie and MC Chooks. MC Chooks and Walkie Talkie in the afternoon, and they're very good in elaborating issues in Pidgin. You can join them in the afternoon. They do. The day I said, let me speak Pidgin, people said my Pidgin no clean. You say my Pidgin no, butter way. So What do you want me to do? All right, so Godwin Henry says Olorun Agbawao means God help us. Olorun Agbawao, God help us. Nice one. All right, thank you so much, Godwin Henry, for that. Thank you. God bless you. All right, let me take some of your messages. A lot of messages here. I don't want to. Good evening, Esther. May God bless you and Barrister Darlington and your guest today, Esther, there are still some reasonable Yorubas. Very well. I like what the first caller said. Any man with his right senses will know that Nigerians are suffering. All I am saying is that this government has failed us, and we should come out en masse in 2027 and vote APC out, and also defend your vote. Thanks, Mrs. Ngozi from Aboleado. All right. Good evening, Esther. Good evening to you. Benin people and Imo people should cover their faces in shame. Look at the caliber of people Tinubu allowed to be the governors of Ekiti and Oshun. He Tinubu knows that these men are credible, but he forced charlatans on Benin and Imo because they are not from his region. He forced them, ni. Was Hope Uzodinma not governor before president became president? Good evening. One of the disturbing encounters I have with APC is their disdain for humanity during governance at the poll. They will still muzzle them not to vote otherwise, and it's indeed tiring for a person to be called a Nigerian. Rashid from Akasa. Rashid, Egusi for Egusi, Oha for Oha. That's what we're going to do. All right. A whole lot inspired the youth involvement in the present Nigerian politics and APC's style of politics, hunger in the land, which of course is no respecter of tribe or religion, high cost of living, and a lot more to be mentioned. These people in power are the worst nightmare in the heads of every well-thinking Nigerian. This is like to kill it. Okay? I greet you, Dima from Agodo. All right, Dimar. To be honest, I couldn't comprehend the legibility of your write-up, but well done. Thank you. Hello, Esther. Good evening. Thanks to Barrister Fred Nzako on his wonderful analysis. Let Tinubu and his supporters mention one achievement of Tinubu in the last 3 years that we can campaign with. Mayor from Festac. Well done, Mayor from Festac. Okay. Esther, good evening to you. Tinubu's reforms may be economically sound on paper, but socially painful in real life. However, most economists, including Soludo, Bismarck Rawani, Muda Yusuf, Okonjo Iweala, are supporting the reforms, but opposition, including most of your invited guests who are non-economists, are critical of the reforms. Besides, why is it that those who did not vote for Tinubu in 2023 are vociferous and holding it against him for his failed promise of providing electricity for the country and would not pay for estimated bills? Daily from Ikorodu. Daily, you're not getting it right. I don't know where you are. I don't know where you're from. I don't know how wealthy, how rich, or what the kind of opportunities you have. But there is a problem. We're not saying that the president's reforms are not economically sound on paper. We're talking about the real life impact of this economical reform. It's painful. Don't you understand what is happening? People are now doing more carpooling. Cars are no longer coming on the roads. People no longer drive as they would comfortably. Vehicles are now expensive to buy or import. Do you know there's a lot of rebranding going on in terms of people rebranding their vehicles instead of importing them, and in some instances they don't even turn out to work. Cost of doing business is expensive, guy. You guys, it's either you understand or you're just deliberately it as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be seeing you tomorrow by the special grace of God, but I'm not going to be specific on the day this week that the governor I invited, who is going for his second term, will come in here. He's an APC governor, and we would continue to keep in touch. I think by now he should have been settled in Abuja. So hopefully anytime this week we'll have him. That's why I did not announce or do like a printout, because these guys, they're really on the move. Their campaign season is on. All right, do have yourselves a wonderful evening. If you are a qualified teacher, send me a message on Facebook, Esther Wachuku on Facebook, or Esther Nwaz on Instagram, ESTANWAZ. I'll send you loads of links. Anyone you want, apply, and God help you get. Please, if any of you that have been sending me this as I'm interested, if any of you gets a job, can you let me know that you got it? please let me know that you actually got this. Let it not just be I'm sending links and none of you are applying, or you're sending it to somebody else and no feedback. Let me know if you actually got a job. Please, I beg you. And if there are other job opportunities, please send to me so that I can send to people. I'm a believer that we can always help ourselves. I do not have money to give you. I do not have what it takes, but I can try my own way to ensure that let everyone have an opportunity to exist. Do have yourselves a wonderful evening. Bye for now.